So why do people buy these franchises that don't make a lot of money? Well, the answer is they simply did not know any better. And there are considerable revenue variances within all these different franchise systems. And a bad choice can literally result in millions of dollars lost over the life of your franchise. We're going to look at that today on Franchise City. So if you've been over at our website, you'll see that almost every one of us here at the Franchise City Group is a franchise owner. We've got franchise founders who have built $100 million a year companies. We've got multi-unit franchise owners. We've got franchise lawyers. These are leading franchise experts who have access to all of the data. They know all of the franchises. They know all of the information about how much money they make. But you're going to notice something really interesting as well. Not a single one of us owns the same franchise. We all chose to buy completely different franchises. So I hope that will help you to dispel a myth, and this myth can be very costly if you really don't understand it. There's no universal best franchise or most profitable franchise that works in every single environment. If there was a single best franchise, every single one of us would own it. So the most profitable franchise is the one that is best suited to your skills, your operational preferences, your exit strategy, and best suits your market demand and your demographics. And I'll give you a very basic example. A very profitable yogurt franchise might be great in downtown LA, but in a remote town in Alaska, not so much. Completely different scenario. Every single franchise also has completely different skill requirements. Some need advanced hiring and management skills. Some needs exceptional B2B and sales skills. Some require a higher technical understanding. So if you put somebody in a profitable franchise, but their city doesn't have a demand for this service, or they're not good at these skills, they're not going to do well in it. And that's exactly what we do here at Franchise City. We help people identify the best option in their situation to maximize the success. I'm going to post a link at the end of this video to learn more. But let's look, depending on your skill set, let's look at some real world examples of highly profitable franchises. So if you're somebody who's good at sales, you've got an executive background, you're a go-getter, type A personality, you're a business builder, there's about 25 exceptional franchise options. I'm going to start right at the lower end of the investment range. It's a consulting type of business. It's about $25,000 investment, and owners can build a 6 or even a 7-figure income. I actually just last month, October, saw someone break $1 million already in their low-cost consulting business. Now, does everybody make that? Of course not. But for somebody who has the right skills, the right goals, it's a great option. Another good option that's relatively inexpensive from an investment standpoint is technical consulting franchises. Your investment's going to be all in about $60,000, and the top 25% of their franchisees are doing over $600,000. The average office that's open for a year or more is doing over $200,000. Again, has to be the right person with executive experience and B2B skills, or you're not going to make any money. Now, to put that into context, an average Subway food location does about $420,000 a year, and you've got all those expenses like your rent, your employee costs, your food costs, your insurance, and all of that. The consulting franchises, they've got almost no overhead. You're typically working from home in your pajamas. So if you have the skills, the market, and a budget under $100,000, consulting type franchises are probably the most likely option for you. But if you're looking for passive income, they're not a good choice, as in these situations, you have to work really hard to make the business work. Senior care, very hot market right now. We've discussed this before on the channel, and we've seen single franchise territories in the senior care industry doing $30 million a year, which is huge. Some brands in senior care, they're averaging, this is an average, many of them over that, $1.5 million a year. Again, in this scenario, you have to be an active owner. You have to wear multiple hats to make this business successful. You need to be a good manager. You're hiring, training, and retaining caregivers. You need to be good at local networking because you're generating relationships with care homes and referral sources. And sure, senior care is profitable, but it's not like a burger franchise where people just walk in and buy a hamburger. It doesn't matter what you do. If the owner is not well suited, you're not going to be very profitable. So the investment, if you have the skills for a senior care franchise, looking at around $120,000 to $200,000. Next up, staffing, and we've spoken about staffing before here on the channel. Average revenues in one staffing system is about $6.4 million for a single unit. Now, staffing, this industry requires the owners to be even more sales focused because the entire business revolves around obtaining new corporate contracts and driving that business forward. Investment is around $130,000 and up. And again, the potential well into the million. Next up is cleaning. And cleaning isn't sexy. It's not something that most people even want to talk about, but it's a much needed service and it can be very profitable. And several cleaning franchises have average revenues over $1 million a year. And cleaning master franchises, a lot of people don't even know about this one, is where you obtain commercial cleaning contracts and then you actually sell these contracts to franchisees more or less as a business opportunity for amounts ranging from $1,000 to $10,000. Now, these master franchises, they can be very profitable, an average of about $2.4 million in some of these systems. And this is a white-collar business in a blue-collar industry. As you're selling business opportunities to people, they're handling all of the cleaning. You're not doing any of it. So the total investment, just over about $200,000 for a master and about $70,000 for your own standard cleaning franchise. Now, food franchises, we've covered these before on the channel. There's not that many food franchises that are profitable out there. There are some, but a lot of them are a lot less profitable than people think. But there are some options out there for a very reasonable investment that can generate these $1 million revenues. Now, with food franchises, your location and your demographic, that has far more relevance than anything else. So there's no such thing as the most profitable as your location. Not necessarily the brand name is going to determine how profitable you're going to be. Now, as far as the top earning food location, Chick-fil-A, they've got the highest grossing single locations at over $4 million, but their franchise model is quite a bit different from traditional franchises, and you don't actually ever own the business. So quick recap, if you have sales or business development experience and a bit of a lower budget, service-based consulting type businesses can be your best option, provided it's suitable to your local demand. Higher budget, you still have those skills, staffing, senior care, or master franchises can be a good option. And if you have no business experience, you're not that great at getting out there and making business happen, you might want to look at retail situations, food or salon type of industries. And there are some in there that do generate unit volumes over $1 million a year. If you need help figuring out your own best franchise options, our service is always free and we can help buyers find the best fit for their situation. I'll put those details above. How much do some of the big name fast food franchises make? I'll post that link down below. Please like and subscribe. Hit that bell for updates. Thanks for watching.